Imagine this scene. A deep silence dominates the environment when, suddenly, a deafening roar shakes the ground.
The earth trembles, trees bend as if they were made of paper, and on the horizon, an immense column of smoke and ash rises into the sky.
The sun disappears, swallowed by darkness.
It sounds like a Hollywood movie, but it could be a terrifying reality if the Yellowstone supervolcano, a true sleeping giant, decided to wake up.
Yellowstone National Park, located in the United States, is one of the most visited destinations in the world.
The region is famous for its breathtaking landscapes, spectacular geysers, and diverse wildlife.
But beneath its charming beauty lies a colossal threat, a supervolcano that has the potential to cause one of the greatest catastrophes ever recorded in modern history.
Today, we're going to explore what we know about this sleeping monster.
First of all, what is a supervolcano? A supervolcano is not just a regular volcano. While most of the volcanoes we know can erupt enough material to cover a few cities, supervolcanoes operate on a much larger scale. To qualify as a supervolcano, it must have an eruption capable of expelling more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of volcanic material.
That's enough to cover entire countries with ash.
Yellowstone has already experienced 3 colossal eruptions in the past. The first, known as Huckleberry Ridge, a good 2.1 million years ago. The second, called Mesa Falls, took place about 1.3 million years ago.
And the most recent, the Lava Creek eruption, dates back 631,000 years.
These eruptions were so immense that they reshaped the geography of the region, creating a gigantic volcanic caldera about 48 by 72 kilometers in size. The Yellowstone caldera, now mostly hidden by vegetation and the park's landscape, is a reminder of the titanic forces operating beneath the earth.
Below it lies a colossal magma chamber, fed by a hotspot deep within the Earth's mantle.
This hotspot pushes magma toward the crust, building pressure slowly over thousands or millions of years.
Now, imagine if Yellowstone erupted today. The consequences would be absolutely catastrophic. In the first few minutes, violent explosions would launch rocks and ash kilometers into the sky.
Pyroclastic flows composed of toxic gases, rocks, and incandescent ash would move at speeds exceeding 300 kilometers per hour, destroying everything in their path.
Cities like Jackson Hole and Livingston near the park would be obliterated within minutes. Beyond the local destruction, millions of tons of ash would be released into the atmosphere.
These ashes would be carried by the wind and could cover most of the United States, affecting areas from the Midwest to the East Coast.
The layer of volcanic ash would be thick enough to collapse buildings, block drainage systems, and disrupt the operation of vehicles and aircraft. Airports would close, and trade would come to a halt. The health impacts would be equally devastating.
Volcanic ash is made up of fine silica particles, which, when inhaled, can accumulate in the lungs and cause severe diseases.
One of the diseases associated with this is known as silicosis. In extreme cases, as seen in studies related to Marie's disease, prolonged inhalation of silica can lead to abnormal bone growth, resulting in fatal respiratory problems.
And the impacts wouldn't stop there.
With so much volcanic ash blocking sunlight, there would be significant global cooling. NASA scientists estimate that an eruption like this could lower global temperatures by up to 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which would have catastrophic effects on global agriculture. Without enough sunlight, crops would fail, and millions of animals would perish, leading to an unprecedented food shortage. This situation is not unheard of in Earth's history. In 1815, the eruption of the Tambora volcano in Indonesia triggered a phenomenon known as the Year Without Summer. In 1816, out-of-season snowstorms occurred in June, while severe frosts destroyed crops in July and August.
Thousands of people starved to death in Europe and North America.
Now imagine this happening on an even larger global scale. Fortunately, the Yellowstone supervolcano is not being ignored.
The United States Geological Survey (USGS) and the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory constantly monitor the region.
Scientists observe seismic activity, ground deformation, gas emissions, and changes in the temperature of thermal springs.
This data is crucial for detecting possible warning signs.
Before a volcanic eruption, there is usually an increase in the frequency and intensity of earthquakes, ground uplift, and the release of gases like sulfur dioxide. along with changes in the behavior of thermal springs.
This happens because magma is moving beneath the surface, increasing pressure and causing detectable changes. However, predicting exactly when a supereruption will occur is one of the greatest challenges in volcanology.
Even with all the technology available, scientists still cannot determine precisely when accumulated magma might break through the Earth's crust.
To reassure you, it's important to emphasize that the probability of Yellowstone erupting in the next few centuries is extremely low.
Moreover, mitigation plans are under discussion. In a hypothetical eruption scenario, mass evacuation of the region would be the priority. Additionally, stockpiling food, water, and medical supplies would be essential for the survival of affected populations.
Creating effective early warning systems and coordination between governments and scientists are key measures to minimize impacts. The threat of Yellowstone has also generated many conspiracy theories.
Some people believe, for example, that the eruption is overdue.
This is not true. Unlike what many think, volcanoes do not follow a precise schedule.
Each eruption depends on complex and unpredictable factors. Another misconception is that small hydrothermal explosions in Yellowstone are signs of an imminent eruption. In reality, these explosions are common in the park and are caused by the heating of underground water. They have no direct connection to magma movement. The Yellowstone supervolcano is, above all, a reminder of the Earth's impressive power.
It shows us that, no matter how advanced our technology becomes, we are still vulnerable to events beyond our control.
However, science and constant monitoring allow us to be prepared and, above all, informed. It's fascinating to realize that Yellowstone represents both a threat and an incredible natural wonder.
Its landscapes are proof that Earth is dynamic and full of life, even under constant risks.
Understanding these risks helps us value even more the beauty and fragility of our planet.
Now, I want to know your opinion.
Have you ever heard of the Yellowstone supervolcano?
Do you think humanity is prepared to deal with a catastrophe of this magnitude? Leave your answers in the comments and share this video with anyone who loves learning about the mysteries of our planet.
Until next time.